On this channel, I have spoken several times about fan-created Sonic games, a franchise that was in dire need of fan input, and thanks to it, has created the best Sonic game in years, Sonic Mania. Sonic's rival, however, Super Mario, has seen remarkable success through all of his endeavours, dominating both 3D and 2D games for over 30 years. It's earned praise from critics, players, and even other developers. So does Super Mario even need fan input? Are Nintendo getting it right all these years later? Well, Mario's 3D games seem to speak for themselves, with the amazing Super Mario Odyssey just last year. Even Mario's 2D games have still seen huge success over the years. Despite some backlash about the new Super Mario Bros. Series, they still sell in the millions. So what happens when 2D Mario does get fan input though? Super Mario Maker seemed to give us that in spades, but can more fan input help to improve the 2D Mario experience and move us away from the lull of the new Super Mario Bros. Series? One fan, known online as Moores, has made a great attempt at moving the series forward. This is Super Mario Flashback. Super Mario Flashback released a demo this year, strangely enough, at Sega's Sage 2018 event, normally for Sonic games. The aim of the game seems to be to slightly modernise 2D Mario games, but rather than taking the route of New Super Mario Bros. With 3D models and a more casual appeal, Flashback instead brings in the modern updates of 3D Mario games and mixes them in with the classic. Mario now has a health bar in the same style as Super Mario Odyssey. 3 hits and Mario's out for the count. You can replenish your health by collecting mushrooms, and you can still power up to Fire Mario with the classic Power Flower item. Mario no longer shrinks when hit, so his size always stays the same. So it's good news for Peach then, huh? So, it's basically still classic Mario then, right? Exactly. This is what is missing from the new Super Mario Bros. Series. The games feel a little too simplified. The cartoony look is less appealing to many than the classic art style of, say, Super Mario World. And the controls are a little bit more floaty than classic Mario as well. Whereas Flashback plays like you remember Super Mario World playing, but slightly improved on. Mario can wall jump, picks up speed as you run for longer, thus rewarding you for keeping momentum. He can super jump, ground pound, and more. This is just the right amount of tweaking needed to make 2D Mario feel fresh, without ruining what 2D Mario is: solid, platforming gameplay. Thankfully, the level design lends itself nicely to these new changes. You get some tighter spaces for wall jumping, long running sections to build up speed, more bricks block your path, as due to Mario never changing size, you can now always break through them. There also seems to be a lot more enemies throughout each level. Normally, you will encounter several enemies at once, ranging from Goombas, Koopa Troopers, Paratroopers, Piranha Plants, and more. This makes the game harder, but it also feels a little more fast-paced than other 2D Mario games, due to being able to bounce off enemies regularly or kick Koopa shells into other enemies to take out several at once. The level design, at least in this demo, seems to mostly be based off of Super Mario Bros. 1, with 3 levels to run through consisting of 2 above ground levels and 1 underground level. Both take homage from multiple areas from the original game, while adding some new unique areas of its own. I wouldn't say the level design is up there with Nintendo's efforts yet, but it's still a fantastic start, and once more secret pipes and areas are added, I feel this could really have some amazingly designed levels. Each level has a secret green power star for you to collect, and ends with a super power star. Strangely, when you collect it, it's accompanied by the boost sound effect from Sonic Adventure, and also Mario posing in victory, unless you hold down as you collect the power star, in which case Mario just hides under his hat. Aww. The last things I would like to mention on gameplay is the controls and the physics. Just like Sonic, Mario fan games live or die based on how pixel perfect the game feels to the real games, and Super Mario Flashback nails it. Almost. Sadly, my time with the game, the physics always felt just ever so slightly off. Mario would stop dead a little too often when jumping or bouncing off of enemies, causing me to take damage or even die altogether. It's so unbelievably close, but it's not quite there yet, I feel. Maybe it's because to play this, I was using an Xbox One controller, so it's possible the pad was the cause. However, multiple playthroughs and even using a Switch Pro controller didn't fix the issue. Ultimately, I feel it needs just a little more work, although admittedly, very slightly. This could just be me though. Feel free to leave a comment below on how good you feel the physics are in this. The controls on the other hand, well, it's 2D Mario. Hold a button to run, press another to jump, and go for it. However, the extra momentum provided by the speed boost requires the controls to be extra reactive, and thankfully, due to the game's 60 frames per second frame rate, you get the reactive controls you need to really power through those levels. This game could end up being a speedrunner's paradise if it gets a full version. It just needs a slight tweak to the physics and more levels, and it will hit all the right notes. Moving on from gameplay is presentation, and well, I think it speaks for itself. Beautifully rendered pixel art with completely original designs for Mario, all enemies, backgrounds, items, and foreground objects. This is an art style unlike any other in a 2D Mario game, giving it its own unique personality without making it unrecognizable to the rest of the franchise. It takes the slightly more detailed style of the 2D Sonic games and mixes it in with Super Mario World style, creating a colourful and detailed world for Mario to run through. A highlight in its design is the start of level 2, where the level starts above ground with a huge thundering storm covering the sky. It looks incredible, but it goes a little bit overboard with the lightning effects as it flickers to black for a second or so a little too often. Nothing a little tweaking can't fix though. Currently it's just Mario that's playable, but the developer has mentioned previously their plans to add other characters. And at the end of the demo, it looks like we get to check them out, with Luigi, Toad, Princess Peach, and even Nabbit appearing on the end screen. Finally, as it always seems to be the case with Mario games, the music is glorious. The composer known as Can of Nothing Online has created incredible remixes to match the revamped look and style of the visuals, while once again keeping true to the original soundtrack and the feel of the original games. The first and third levels music uses a jazzy piano remixed version of the original Super Mario Bros. Theme. Punchy and upbeat, the song matches the pace of the level design and keeps you in the groove as you fight your way through enemies and make those tricky platform jumps. This is probably one of my favourite remixes of a Mario theme ever. Take a listen. The underground theme, although in my opinion a little less original than the above ground theme, is still an awesome remix of the classic track. A faster tempo with once again a punchier bass line, the music gives perfect feelings of nostalgia, matching the feel of the original with a catchy techno beat. Overall, Super Mario Flashback is an awesome example of how even Nintendo can learn from their fans. This demo is wonderfully crafted, clearly by passionate developers who had a vision for Mario that they wanted to see fulfilled. Wonderful level design, catchy music, unique art design, and a physics system that is almost perfect, all adds up to give you one of the best 2D Super Mario experiences in years. Developers at Moores not only deserve every Super Mario fan's time to try this game, but also Nintendo's time, as they could learn a thing or two from this demo, and hopefully give 2D Mario games an even brighter and fresher future to look forward to. Thank you all for watching. My name's Phil, I was the creator of this video. Super Mario Flashback is a fantastic demo, and if you would like to try it for yourself, check out the link in the description below. And if you would like to support the developers, their Twitter page is also in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the Pixel Tavern, give us a like, and share the video. And if you want to check out more of my content, there are some more on screen now. Until the next video guys, thank you very much for watching.